Hi and welcome back. My name is Susanna and I am here partnering with The Kitchen is My Playground. Today we're bringing you a recipe for 7-layer cookies. 7-layer cookies are one of my absolute favorites, and although I've bought them at stores here locally, I have never made them, and I'm very excited for a recipe because that's much easier to just whip them up whenever I'm craving them instead of running to the store. So we're going to start off by spraying our pan. A little bit of cooking spray, and then you're going to take some butter, cut this into smaller chunks, and place it all throughout the pan. This butter is actually going to be used for our graham cracker crust, so we're going to melt it in the oven, and then when it comes out, we can just add the graham cracker crumbs right on top of it. That's the start of the recipe. I'm going to melt this butter, and then we'll come back to finish it. The butter has melted in our pan here. The pan is very hot, so just be careful when you're adding in the graham cracker crumbs. I'm going to sprinkle these over the layer of butter here and then use a fork to pat them down. So just make sure it's nice and evenly covered. And then I'll take the fork here to spread it out and pat it down. It's the easiest little graham cracker crust to make. Melt the butter right in the pan and then add the crumbs. So we can start adding on our other ingredients here. The first thing that I want to add are some coconut flakes. Again, just sprinkle them in a nice even layer. And then some chocolate chips. Same thing, sprinkle them evenly over your coconut. This is, if you have a sweet tooth, this is every sweet tooth person's dream recipe here. It is very rich, very sweet, but so delicious. And it is an absolute weakness for me. I'm so excited to have this recipe now. Tracy has made it very simple, but it tastes exactly like what you would get at the store when you've seen this. And next we're going to add some butterscotch chips. Again, try to keep that layer as even as possible. The very last, or not quite last, but one of the last things you're going to add is some condensed milk. And you want an entire can of condensed milk. Just drizzle this over the top. All right, so we've got the condensed milk on here. For the final topping, you're going to add some pecans, some chopped pecans, and just sprinkle those all over the top again. Very easy to throw together. Everything is in the pan and ready. We're gonna throw it in the oven and we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. So the 7-layer cookies came out of the oven. I let them set for a little bit just to let all those ingredients set and firm up a bit. You don't want to cut into it while it's still too hot. And this is what they look like when they are finished. They are so good. You can cut them into these little squares. You could do triangles if you want, but they are delicious and they make a pretty display on a platter. So I'm gonna try one of these now and see what I think of it. This one on the corner. It's perfect. It's so good. And now I know how easy it is to make. Now you all know how easy it is to make. So be sure to check out the Kitchen is My Playground's blog and to get the full list of ingredients and measurements.